Yeah, I guess the truth table of that is literally the gantry simply needs to mirror. Simply needs to be the opposite of whatever the door's current state is. And that includes this no longer needs to be an issue here. So, with that in mind, we've got the output here telling me that, hey, there's no shuttle here. Close the doors. We've got this saying, hey, there's no shuttle inbound. Let the doors close. What I would say is we want an OR gate. If either there is a shuttle inbound, well, you don't actually need an OR gate for a wire, because a green signal always overrides a red signal. So if either one becomes green, both are effectively seen as green. So you could literally just wire that up to the bunker doors. The only issue with the gantries is you want them to activate staggered. But they only have to activate staggered by a very little bit. The main issue is that I don't want these to be closing or opening at the same time these are closing or opening.
Looking dapper.
Because it's too much of a power drain and will probably burn out the wires. Does the gantry ever need to close if the shuttles are there? Not really, and it draws a hell of a lot of power while it's doing it. That's the thing. But there's no way of me telling whether the shuttle is there or is not there. That doesn't seem to be a condition that I can observe. Because this is red if the shuttle is gone, or it's red if the shuttle is there, but it's not ready to launch. Do we really need both gantries to close? We do to load the oxidizer, yes. The oxidizer needs to be loaded manually. I could keep the lower ones activated via a switch. That's one way I could do it. I could just manually run the bottom ones. But it would be nice if when the shuttle landed, after a period of time, it triggered the lower gantry to close. If I'm going to do this, I would like to do it properly and actually have full automation. Now, the only way that I could really work that out, I could use an RS latch, or an SR latch. I think they're called SR latches specifically, but RS latch is more or less the same thing. It's just reversing the words. There are signal delay components. Yeah, we can use a buffer. But if we have an RS latch, then once this is sent a green signal, that is, all systems are go, let's launch, these retract. Okay? And that sets the memory bit to green. Like this activates green. And then that sets the memory bit of the reset latch to green. And so these retract and stay retracted until this reads incoming rocket, which resets the memory toggle, switching the memory toggles, the set reset latch memory bit to red. But they still don't extend until this has turned back to red. At that point, the SR latch being red causes them to extend. That's the way that we would do it. We'd use a set reset latch. Because that way, we've got a way of reading that, okay, these are only going to care about the state of the shuttle once the shuttle is landed, and that's only true after this has turned green. But when the shuttle launches, which will be some time later, once it's been fully reloaded and is ready for another mission, these are now going to ignore the state of this until it has gone green at least once again. Why must you do this to me, Aavak? You started streaming right after I went to bed. That's why. That is my official response.
Looking dapper.
Yeah, Nika Shana, thank you very much for the 45 months. And Space Junkie, diolch yn fawr iawn for the 9 months prime. Right, okay. How far out are they? 82%. We'll wait for them to get back, and then I'm going to set this all up. I think we can definitely get this to work the way I was listening. I'm absolutely certain we're going to be able to get this to work. I'm very excited for it. I wish I'd bumped that across a little bit more. Honestly. But it is what it is now. A very strong rebuttal from Aavak, Lord of Tea. Lord of Tea. Psh. You can't be Lord over Tea. Still waiting on a bit of building down here. Let's pop that up to a priority 7, since we've gotten a load of the other jobs done. We don't need to worry about these ones so much anymore. Is everything done in here? Yes, it is a vacuum. Perfect. Okay, time for us to dump a bunch of hydrogen in here. But only after this has been managed. So, first things first, a way for water to be brought in is going to be needed. That will yield to the water being produced by the steam turbines. Secondly, how do we measure when more water, if more water is ever required? I would like that to be automatically done. The way we will achieve this is either through having a hydro sensor, I don't think that's wise, or having a pressure sensor. Now, both kind of have their uses. A hydro sensor will say, hey, look, you know, there's like 1,000 kilos of water per tile down here. Don't you think maybe not turning this into steam would be a good idea? That's probably wise. I think we would want them to be working in tandem. We never want the gas pressure in this room to go above 20 kilos per tile, and we never want the water depth to be more than, I don't know, like 50 kilos on a tile. So let's go ahead and get that done. Hydro sensor, we will make it out of steel because we're swanky. Right there, and we want an atmo sensor, once again, made out of steel for no other reason than swankiness. Then we want, and because we can set how the green signal is activated, whether it's above or below a certain thing with this, we don't need to worry too much about that. We'll just have an AND gate as soon as it's finished saving. And this will then feed, yeah, we'll have it there, I suppose. This will send through a signal to allow water through when and only when we are neither, that we're below, sorry, if and only if we're below 20 kilos of steam pressure and below 50 kilos of water on this tile. That should work nicely. And I can just leave. Now this is set to turn the turbines off if the temperature drops below 130, so it's a little bit before. Well, actually, we could even make that 150 if I wanted. And this will turn it on at 190. We could make that 200 if I really wanted. I'm not sure about that. I think giving it a little bit more room is a bit better. So this is going to keep these generators only active when this is in a relatively good state. This room is quite warm. And so they'll pull out a decent bit of power out of that. Those are not priority jobs. Let's make that a 6 instead. Hi, Aavak. Looks like I have to watch the VOD. There's quite a lot of VOD to watch, yes. And thank you so much for the cheers there, Artone and Totwriter. Diolch yn fawr. Is there any gas in here for you to collect? Yeah, I suppose there is. Okay, fair enough. Could we perhaps get this sorted? That would be wonderful. I mean, technically speaking, I could have these trigger to fill up all of these batteries if I really wanted to. Because all of them control something important. Each one controls a... oh, actually, no, this one only controls the sweepy docks. This one, these two, the middle one there, and the far left do control all of the... Yeah, so there's the middle two that control all of the doors. This one does not. This one simply controls the sweepy dock. That one doesn't need the batteries, honestly. I'll leave the batteries there, just because it doesn't hurt me to. But I actually think that what I'll do is I'll give a battery to this one as well, but I'm going to take this battery away. And I will also... Well, no, this is the problem, see. There's no convenient one-way system for power. Sadly. There's no convenient one-way system for power. Because what I would like is for the power to only be able to travel in one direction. To do that, I'm going to need a transformer, which is going to generate a little bit extra heat, which is kind of a pain in the backside, if I'm perfectly honest, but oh well. I could have some more transformers around here. The reason why I wouldn't want the signal to be able to move backwards through the wires is that these two transformers combined dump almost twice as much as any one of these wires would be able to hold into the system. So I don't want to overload anything, basically. You know what? There's going to be an easier way to do this. Oops. No, oh, damn it. Oh, no, it's B. Keep forgetting the key I need. One there. One here. It's going to suck. I'm going to dig into that a little bit. But I can then copy these down. And run this power through these. Both directions. These will control the coal generators, and then I will have that power flow up from here and across, and up from here and across, and connect into these locations. That way, the generators themselves will fill their own batteries, which will run the auto sweeper, which will keep them full of coal, but will dump extra power into the batteries up here if need be, and that will control all of the... Basically give me redundancy on the bunker doors. And in fact, it will also give me redundancy on the power for the sensor. I think that's actually quite a reasonable thing to do. Going to 9 these. I know, it's bad of me. I feel bad, for what it's worth. One of those transformers can output 4K, but the wire can only take 2K. Yeah, as long as I don't put things on the wire that needs more than 2K, it won't drop that power onto it. Think of an electric fence, I am Killer Dove. Unless you've got a circuit that's pulling that power, it's not going to release it. It just doesn't move. You only get the massive blowout of power if someone connects the circuit of the electric fence and is stood on the ground. You know, thus they've created a valid circuit, and all of a sudden the capacitors dump whatever charge into that person. Well, okay, that's... There I am, describing how to use an electric fence against people, which isn't really what they were made for. Tell me you're a bad guy without telling me you're a bad guy. So. Alright, let's hook these up. And I want this run all the way across. And then I want to disconnect these. Copy. And then I'll paste it across the other side. Good job, Aavak. Well played. Thank you. Fun fact, animals handle electricity far worse than humans. Most creatures on planet Earth handle almost every form of damage worse than humans do. Other than their immune system, oddly, quite a lot of animals are ridiculously robust when it comes to illness compared to humans. There we are. Home, sweet home. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's close this. Tonk. You are unassigned. Let's go. Tonk. Let's get all of this gas locked in here so we can pump it out. It's going to be grand. In all the ways that are important. Yeah, this part's a bit of an issue because too much steam gets out and then all of a sudden leaks everywhere. That's where the steam came from. Okay, duly noted. Okay, that needs to happen like right now. Because we are currently just dumping energy into everything. That part doesn't need to happen as quickly. Amusingly enough, I've worked in high security facilities and never really bothered with electrified fences. Really? Right, that's impressive. I mean, I've only really got Hollywood, I guess, to go from in regards to whether these things are used at high security facilities, as you put it. But I guess it doesn't really surprise me too much that that might not be a very accurate representation of it. Is this charging? I think we're probably dumping all of the power up there right now. Yeah, we're pretty much dumping all of the power up there right now. Alright, okay. Copy settings across. It's no harder to cut an electric fence than a normal wire fence. No, that makes sense. Wear wellies. Boom. You know. So that does make sense that it's more of a trope from action films than anything else. Oh, you got damaged. Maybe you were covered with... I don't know, actually. And in terms of their temperature, it's quite high, sure, but not terrible. What temperature of gas are we outputting right now? Yeah, the gas vents should be managing that. I could always make them out of thermium if I really wanted to, but I don't think that's really that much of an urgent priority, really. No power down here, sadly. Why is that? It is connected, isn't it? Yeah, it seems it. There's just too much power being pulled elsewhere. There's a certain randomness to how power is distributed, it seems. To what grabs that power first. There we go. Topping them back up. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's dumping all of its power in one direction. That actually makes a lot of sense. Why was I doing it like that? I should go for the heavy watt conductive wire. Since this is now a generator circuit rather than a small circuit. Let's pop all of these up to priority 8 build. That should take care of all of that for me. Alright. I think more or less everything is sorted down here. Yep. Also, this needs to read... that is perhaps wrong. No. Green signal enabled building is not shut. It looks shut, but not quite. But yeah, the history of this base is, for the longest time, every now and then it's going to have a great period where it has plenty of power all the time. Pretty much the natural gas vents are the key to it. Activity in 10.1 cycles. This one will probably be a little bit sooner. Oh no, actually 25 cycles. Okay. Oh my lord. It has fully melted things down here. My goodness. It's really gone in there. Well played. We can have another couple of these. Yep. A little bit more as well. Just because I can. And then the piping. Oh, we went all out with the fancy pipes down here. It's all tungsten. Right, gonna need to break that. Oh, wait a second. Why? Why is that not working? If it's above 20? Green signal if it's above 20. No power. Well, the system is no longer using that anyway, so it really shouldn't need it regardless. That was for when I had a bypass because it was a bit too cold. That was a long time ago, mind you. It hasn't been too cold down here in quite some time. Going to want some pipes. Same ones as we've got here. The temp shift plates do not need to be a high priority though. Not least because that would take ages for them to get all the material down here. But yeah, allowing the water to trickle down from up there is definitely melting everything down here a lot faster. It will not take long. There we go. All dupes are created derpy, but some are more derpy than others. Oh, fair enough. Cycle 2000 and still only 12 dupes. Why would I have more than 12 dupes when I don't have more than 12 beds? I'm working on a mega base, and once we've got that, we'll have 24 dupes. But until then, no reason to rush. Take things nice and slowly. Enjoy the scenery, you know. Hopefully, we can get more of this done quickly. Because right now the base's coolant is basically shut down. Let's go with fried mushroom. They get plenty of barbecue right now. They're coming down here to build one thing. I'm probably using the transit tube access for it as well. That's the worst thing. Damn it. Yeah, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, and I'm drawing them to do a bunch of other things right now, so it's going to take even more. But it's fine. The rocket has plenty of time right now before we need to worry about it. Got a lot of hot CO2 around now, which is interesting. I haven't seen that in a while. Oh my lord, I really asked too much of them, it seems. I should have waited until they'd built all of that before I disconnected it, realistically speaking. That at least is done. Oh my lord. Keeps up at this rate, it's gonna cause the base to suffocate. That being said, yeah, the temperature is a bit rough, but it shouldn't be the worst. The fact that someone's having to run on the hamster wheel in order to get this happening, though, is kind of amusing to me. Once all of this is done, could you sweep the base of gubbins? Shell is at 45% stress. How are you getting more stressed? Go to the toilet then, you idiot! Oh no, that's James. Never mind, never mind. I was confused. Very concerned. Where are you, Shelley? What? No. It was you all along. Go to the toilet. If you need a wee, have a wee. Don't lie on the massage table and then complain that you're stressed because you're having to hold it in. My God. Aavak does not need more toilets. It needs his dupes to stop being idiots. I read that first as it was typed. He wants to ebb the center of attention. It's like, oh, that's not a saying I've heard before. I guess it makes sense in a certain way. A massage with a full bladder does actually sound quite stress-inducing, though. Yeah, no, to be fair. To be fair. Hello, Aavak. I own this game, but the stress of limited materials seems like a lot. Am I wrong? And there aren't finite resources. There aren't really finite resources, no. It depends. Like, quite a lot of resources are practically infinite once you use a geyser or something like that. And when it comes to space exploration, there's also a significant amount of access to materials. I would say that largely that you've got functionally unlimited access to resources. I really do hope that these things get done very soon. What happens to duplicants when they finish their mission? Do they head home? How do they handle the copies of the copies of the copies? Are they chopped up into Soylent derp? Do they fall under the leadership of the original derp? Are they left out in space just to wither and to die? So many morbid questions. So little time to answer them all. Alright, let's connect this up. Tonk. And then cancel that. Tonk. Oh, hang on. Tonk. There we go. Almost connected. Come on, just need a few more. Shelley's about to explode. Where on earth are you, Shelley? Please just have a wee. You're really hungry, and you're about to explode. These are two very conflicting states to be in. Extremely conflicting, very sad. Oh my God, I was gonna die. I was full up to my eyeballs with wee. I imagine is what Shelley was thinking at that precise moment in time. Shelley's Google history probably included, is it possible to die from needing to wee so bad? Can people actually pop? And other such searches. So basically I have to be not afraid of digging a bunch. Yeah, pretty much. Definitely. Ranching also, yeah, that's a very good point the top writer makes there. Ranching can give you access to an enormous amount of materials. Ah, please come back. No? Okay. Come on. We got everything. Finish the build. No! 2 more pipes. That's all I need. 2 more. And then the heat in the base will finally dissipate somewhat. It is getting very hot over there. Wow, I do not want to know what you ate. The less I know, the better, honestly. I feel like my life is significantly improved by not knowing. There we go. James, why? Oh, it keeps turning off, that's why. Hooray! Okay. 36 degrees going out there. It reaches 30 by here. It'll probably be significantly higher by here because there's like 40-degree water and we are actually pulling the heat back out. Yeah, it's going up bit by bit. 37.2, 32.2. It's lost a little bit, but... there's much more heat in this system than there is not. So many slicksters. So little time. Very soon there will be enough petroleum there to kick in that pump for a little bit. It'll only kick in for a small amount of time. Perhaps I should have set up something like a set reset latch, actually. An SR latch. Just so that once it did kick in, it went for a little while until the lower portion was emptied out a bit. But, oh well. Okay, sadly, we are out of power down here, and that's worrisome. We are delivering power to that side, but not nearly enough for what is pulling the power, I guess. What on earth are you doing? Please don't be stuck outside. Please come home. What? No ideas what was going on there, but sure. Right. Still lacking power down here quite badly. This one is still not getting any kind of energy in there. I don't understand that one. Oh, is it perhaps shut down? No, it's not. Because you can actually turn these off via automation wires. We'd see it here. Oh, it was definitely receiving power for a brief moment there. Okay, so it's more than likely that I'm just not pulling enough power on the setup. Okay. Which is a shame because there's a lot of energy in there that I would like to bring out. And we kind of need to. There's not much steam being pulled. Yeah, right now the issue we have is that we haven't got enough power to generate power. I could build some solar panels, but I'm not sure that would really be that useful for me right now. Simply because the solar panels would just get trashed the moment we had an asteroid an impact event. I could... Well, we got a little bit of hydrogen moving in there. Well, I guess it's an absolute dire state of affairs to be in that we would need to consider doing this, but if all else fails, hamster wheels, I guess. There's a huge amount of power locked up in this area right now that I can't access, sadly. I could hook this up, expand it out, make more use of the energy that's being delivered there. Has more research been done? Oh yeah, actually, we're very close to finishing the petroleum engine. Not that we'll have anything to put in said engine. Like 0 to put in said engine. What we would really want to is get to liquid oxidize a tank and a... hydrogen engine, but that's quite a ways down the research tree, sadly. There we go. Right. Want this to be a priority 7. Battery recharge threshold 80%. Get someone up there, hopefully. Everything down here is looking nice at the very least. Actually, there's a little bit of lead still around. Let's go ahead and clean that up. We are creeping closer to getting this base up and running. By tiny measures. Not enough power to run the atmosphere docks, but that's fine. We've got people running on the wheels there. We'll take the oxyfin, I suppose. There's nowhere near enough heat in our industrial brick to keep it going. Alright. Aavak requested to operate this generator when the total charge of the connected batteries falls below 80%. That should mean that someone is summoned. Errands. There we go. But I think having a more permanent solution over here is realistically required. I could have just another 2 generators, but it feels silly to use it like that. It's getting a little bit too frivolous with the coal generation. That being said, we've got 62 tons of the stuff, so I guess it wouldn't be the worst. Also, I suppose if we did have a generator down here, it would give priority to these buildings because they'd be relatively close by. I'm not sure if that's strictly how it works, but we can always try.